had basically ended up disavowing the aims for which the Civil War after the Emancipation Proclamation were fought, and was fought, and it wasn't North-South. It was really the failure of American churches and of the entire American political system to live up to its professions.
This question is for Professor Woods. Can you tell us a little bit about, about the relationship between your great-grandmother and Tourget as she grew up, and why do you think your father had not told you about this?
My father was a very private man, and my mother will tell you that too. So he didn't openly talk about these things, but there was something special about knowing where Judge Tourget lived. What was the other part? The relationship?
How was she raised? Was she raised in the home? What was the nature of the...
She was raised in the home. As a matter of fact, I think there was an agreement made to, when she was brought there, to also bring the mother in. So we do see some evidence of Louisa being in the house. We're not exactly sure what she was doing there. It appears that she was a housekeeper or maybe a cook. I guess the relationship is a little bit deeper than maybe I mentioned. I didn't use the word adopted, but I know Mark has, I guess, settled on adoption. And when I was trying to scramble and try to get to anybody who was still alive that knew Addie, I contacted a cousin in Washington, and she used that word. She told me directly that the judge adopted her. So the relationship, and as we see in the letters, surviving letters, is just like a father and a daughter. And I believe that before Amy was born, maybe Addie was brought in the house to fill that void. But there's no question that Addie was a daughter, and I mean, she actually writes about that in the letters, how she feels. I'll just paraphrase it, but she just can't understand how a man like the great Albion Tourget can view her as a daughter. She can't understand that. She doesn't feel worthy of this love and attention, but it's there. And we also know it's there just in the fact that they continued the correspondence, even when she left him, even when she went to, even when she left Hampton. There is still this deep, abiding love that a daughter would have to a father. So that's the kind of relationship I believe they had. Oh, yes. Addie had 7 children. The first child she had was my grandfather. The 6th one she named Albion Tourget Woods. Now, what I can't understand is why she didn't name the first one Albion Tourget Woods.
Could I also mention that a lot of the letters were addressed to Emma, and she evidently felt that Emma was a mother figure to her as well. She was deeply fond of both of them. And in later life, Tourget was so busy that Emma basically wrote practically all the letters that had to be written. And so